we are discussing that hyperelliptical and hyperspherical clusters can be represented using the centroids, and irregular shapes of clusters is very difficult to represent. See, this is hyperelliptical. Okay, it's an ellipse shape, and that can be represented using k-means algorithm in a spherical form. Okay, exactly, it cannot represent hyperspherical, but when you use k-means, the hyperspherical clusters can be represented using a spherical form. So k-means clustering can be used for making the size of the t-shirts. That is in the first slide itself, we have seen that clustering is useful to categorize the various customers based on the size of the t-shirts. Next. Hierarchical clustering. So hierarchical clustering produces a nested sequence of clusters, okay, and the leaf leaf nodes, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are leaf nodes, are called as singleton nodes, and there are intermediate nodes, and the top node is called as root node. And this tree structure is called as dendrogram. So under hierarchical clustering, there is two types of clustering, that is agglomerative clustering and divisive clustering, whereas this agglomerative clustering is bottom-up clustering. We'll start from a singleton cluster and go on merging the cluster until you get a single large cluster. Whereas in top-down clustering, we'll start with a large cluster and divide the clusters into subclusters until you'll get a singleton cluster. Agglomerative clustering, it is more popular than divisive methods because at the beginning each data point, that is each singleton cluster, forms a cluster. Each singleton data point, each data object will become a cluster, that is a node, and merge the clusters which have the least distance and go on merging until you get a final cluster. See, what you are doing in bottom-up approach, you are in the definition, what we are saying, you are starting with a single object, combine the objects which have the least distance and combine them until you get a large single cluster. So when you are combining or merging the clusters until you get a big cluster or a single huge cluster, that means you are getting the entire data. Then what is the use of clustering here? Have you understood my question? You are so on grouping the clusters until you get a single cluster. That means you are getting the original data. Then what is the point of going for bottom-up clustering? Have you understood the question? Dendrogram antene hierarchical clustering. Under hierarchical clustering, we are going for agglomerative and divisive. So you are starting with the single object, that is a single example or single record. Okay, and you are go on merging it until you get a big cluster. That means you are getting again the same data. Yes or no? So as see, You are starting with 1 and 2 and you are merging. Again, you are calculating the distance, you are merging until you get a large set, right? So if you are gone merging it until you get a huge set, then you may get your original data. So here you need some stopping criteria. Your algorithm or the user should know where to stop, because you should not, you cannot allow all the subsets to be merged. You need some criteria. Okay, and in the most of the cases, you make the algorithm to decide where to stop instead of user deciding the criteria. When you make the algorithm to decide the stopping criteria, see, the merging is based on the distance. When the distance is too large, then it will decide that the distance between the cluster is far away. Okay, it may not get mingle, or it may not come into this cluster until it's stop the merging of the subclusters. Is this point clear? Any doubts? Right. So this is the algorithm. Make each data point as a cluster and compute all pairwise distances and merge the clusters which are nearest to each other, and repeat this process until only one cluster left. So a nested cluster at the point P1 you have and P2, okay, and P1 and P2 are nearest, so you are clustering it. After that, you are there is P3, P1, P3 is near to P1 and P2. Sorry, P2 you are again clustering it. Similarly, here P4 and P5 is near, you are clustering it. Again, you are grouping the entire one. This is the example of dendrogram, wherein you are representing the clusters in the form of tree structure. So when you are making the hierarchical clustering, you are merging the clusters based on the distance. So that distance in hierarchical clustering is maybe single link clustering or single link. When you use the single link distance method, it is called as single link clustering, complete link clustering, and average link clustering. Earlier, have you heard about these words in data mining? Data mining lo vachindamma hierarchical clustering lo single link, complete link, and average link. రాలేదా? సరే, I'll explain. Single link. When you want to group two clusters, then take the distance between, the minimum distance between any 2 points and then group the clusters. See, the first point and second point is same, but the second point terminologies are very easy to understand. I have included here. You can write either of the 2 points. For a single link, the proximity of the 2 clusters is defined as minimum of the distance between any 2 points in the 2 clusters. So in k-means algorithm, you are taking the centroid point, but here you are taking the minimum value to decide. So I'll explain this with an example. Okay, example చూపిస్తాను. See, these are the records or set of examples which have two attributes x and y with the values. Now, for single link clustering, plot all the objects of x and y in an n-dimensional space, as our table contains only two attributes or two variables. It is a two-dimensional plot. You have a two-dimensional plot. Okay, and I am plotting all the variables. See here, there are all the single examples. Now we need to group them. How you will group? Calculate the distance from each object to all other points using Euclidean distance. So this is the Euclidean distance formula. So I am calculating the distance between P1 and P2 points. The value is this one. So similarly, I am calculating the distance from all other points. Okay. So what is the minimum distance from this table? What is the minimum distance?
0.11, ma'am.
0.11, which is the pair of P3 and P6. Yes. So I can group P3 and P6 now. The minimum distance has to be considered. Yes, P3 and P6. It is value of P3 and P6 are clustered here, are grouped. Okay. So in the table, the next case, group the P3 and P6, and you can remove one of the examples or one of the distances because you have grouped up P3 and P6. In the next iteration, P6 is removed. So the next least value is 0.14. Okay, the process continues like this. Emma? Well, automatic join avachchu kadamma. Avuna sare. Have you understood how you are grouping? Any doubts?
Ma'am, ఈ P3, P6 ఒక చోట రాసినప్పుడు the distance will be calculated from either the nearest, ma'am. రెండిట్లో నియరెస్ట్ వాల్యూ ఇప్పుడు 3, 6 క్లస్టర్ చేస్తాం కదా మ్యామ్.
P3, P6 గ్రూప్ చేసాం.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్. తర్వాత డిస్టెన్స్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ రాసేటప్పుడు ఈ కాలం కానీ రో కానీ ఉంది కదా మ్యామ్, P3, P6 అని, దాంట్లో ఎంటర్ చేసే వాల్యూస్ రెండిట్లో ఏదో దానికి నియరెస్ట్ డిస్టెన్సా లేకపోతే సమ్ మీడియనా సంథింగ్ లైక్ దట్ మ్యామ్?
రెండిట్లో కాదు. ఇప్పుడు P3, P6 వాల్యూస్ ఎలా వచ్చాయి ఈ టేబుల్ అర్థం కాలేదా? ఫస్ట్ ఈ టేబుల్ ప్రీవియస్ వాల్యూ ఉంది. ప్రీవియస్ టేబుల్ జస్ట్ P6 తీసేసాం. ఒకసారి చూడండి, జస్ట్ ఓన్లీ P6 తీసేసాం ఎందుకంటే ఈ మినిమం వాల్యూ ఇందులో ఉంది కదా.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
ఆ మినిమం వాల్యూ ఉంది కనుక ఇంకా ఈ టేబుల్ ని P6 టేబుల్ ని తీసేసి మిగతా చూడండి. P5 చూడండి, ఏది చేంజ్ అవ్వాల. 0.34, 0.14 up to 0. Nothing has changed here. That same table is reproduced, but we have removed the P6.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. Now from this 0.14 is minimum. Which is P5 and P2. You can group P5 and P2, and again you can calculate the distance from P3, P6 point to other points also. Iteration jarugutu untundi. చూడండి ఇక్కడ. We are calculating the distance between P3, P6 and P1. So the minimum distance is 0.22. So repeat these steps. We have calculated the minimum distance from P3 to P6. Again, you can calculate P3, P6 to P2, P3, P6 to P3, whichever may be the minimum. You can have or you can group the clusters. So what I mean to tell is, we are calculating the distance, and whichever is the minimum value, you are taking that minimum value to group the cluster. Is that point clear? Any other doubts? Even I'll share this Word document also to you. Yes. Okay. Next. Single link clustering is suitable for elliptical shapes, and the drawback of single link is it is sensitive to noise in the data, and it may cause chain effect. That means that since you are taking the minimum value, you may get more and more and more clusters. Complete link method. In the single link, you are taking the minimum value. Here you are taking the farthest data point, that is the maximum value. Okay, and it is sensitive to outliers. Previously it is sensitive to noise. Here it is sensitive to outlier. What is the difference between the two? What is the difference between outlier and noise? Very good. Yes. Average link. So what is the drawback sorry, first one is single link. What is the drawback in single link? It has a chain effect. That means too many clusters are produced. And the second one is the complete link is sensitive to outliers. So average link is the compromise between the two. That means it overcomes to some extent these two problems that is occurred in single link and complete link. In this method, the distance between the two clusters is the average distance of all pairwise distance between data points in the two clusters. In the first one, the minimum value is taken. In the second one, maximum value is taken. Here we are taking the average of the distance between all the points in the clusters. Next, there is another method, the centroid method, but mainly we are discussing about the three methods only, that is single link, complete link, and average link. And centroid method is nothing but centroid method. It is the center method where the mean value is taken. The distance between two centroids. The complexity, all the algorithms will have at least big O of n square, but in that means ఇక్కడ single link, complete link ఇచ్చామంటే even average link will have the time complexity of big O of n square. Single link is big O of n square and complete link is big O of n square log n. So which is the best one?
Single link.
single link when you talk about complexity.
Yes.
But single link have noise problem and chain problem, whereas complete link have outliers problem. Strength and weaknesses of single link and complete link. The first one, strength. Single link can find even irregular shaped clusters, but is sensitive to noise and suffers the chain effect. Complete link avoids the chaining effect, but suffers from crowding. What do you mean by suffers from crowding? You will get very compact clusters, and it is less susceptible to noise and outliers. And an advantage, this is to be written on the top, but I have written as a fourth point. The advantage is it can break the large clusters into small clusters. And a complete link prefers spherical clusters rather than elliptical clusters. It is more appropriate for spherical clusters. Average link, all the drawbacks which is there in complete link and single link is balanced by average link. But clusters are relatively compact and far apart. And another point is, till now it is not clear that single link is better or complete link is better. It is based on which out of single link, complete link, average link. How you decide which has to be taken?
Ma'am, for suppose if we are dealing much in spherical clusters, we'll obviously go for complete link. If we are having
you are dealing with
spherical clusters, ma'am.
Spherical clusters.
If we are guessing that we might have some irregular shapes, we'll go for single link. If we are not sure of
one single word, you are guessing that it may be spherical cluster or it may be elliptical cluster, you will go for single link completely. And the guessing is based on
already existing data or something like that.
Yes, the single word. It depends on the data set you are having. It depends on your problem statement. And the problem statement, it depends upon your data set. What has to be taken? For one data set and application, complete link may be better. For other, it's single link may be better. Okay, it's all depends upon the data you are taking.
Yes, ma'am.
Distance functions, data standardizations, everything is not there in your syllabus. Only up to hierarchical clustering. So this completes your second unit. So third unit I'll start next week. Okay, I don't want to start today because the third unit. What is your third unit? Do you have any idea what is your third unit? And why I don't want to start today? Because third unit is IRS. Will you people give webinar on IRS topics? No sound.
I'm almost same on the ma'am IRS ki.
Up to compression techniques definitely I tell, but are you people are ready to give webinar? In the chat box. Same topics. మీరు సిలబస్ చూసారు ఎవరైనా థర్డ్ యూనిట్ ది సేమ్ డిట్టోకి డిట్టో ఐఆర్ఎస్ టాపిక్ ఉన్నాయి కదా మేడం చెప్పింది except compression techniques everything is safe, right? So are you ready to give webinar? Compression techniques definitely నేనే హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తా, మిగతా మీరు ఇస్తారా? ఇప్పుడు కాదు, అందుకే నేను ఇప్పుడు చెప్పదలుచుకోలేదు, క్లాస్ ఇంకా 30 minutes స్టార్ట్ చేయదలుచుకోలేదు. నెక్స్ట్ నువ్వు ఓకే చెప్తావు, మిగతా వాళ్ళు ఎవరు మాట్లాడట్లేదు.
మ్యామ్ ఒక్కొక్క టాపిక్ ఒక్కొక్కరు తీసుకొని చెప్పాలా మ్యామ్?
ఒక్కొక్కరు చెప్పండి. Except that compression techniques, it's very difficult. I'll deal with that. Other topics.
Okay, ma'am. చెప్తాం.
చెప్తారా? Very good. So next Wednesday is your class. Okay. Thursday నుంచి నేను కంప్రెషన్ టెక్నిక్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. వెనస్డే మొత్తం మీరు చెప్తారు కదా. ఒకవేళ ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళు ఒక్కొక్క టాపిక్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్న ఒక్కొక్క మిగతా వాళ్ళకి చెప్పిన టాపిక్స్ లేకపోతే రిపీట్ దట్ టాపిక్స్. But see to that you will get the unique topics. Everyone one separate topic. Is it okay for everyone? Because malli nene I don't want to repeat the same topics. If at all any difference is there, definitely I'll explain. Okay, right. So Wednesday you people are giving a webinar on IRS topics. Okay. Then thank you. Done for the day. Any doubts? Okay, done for the day.